Okay, so today we have some sparring footage sent to me by somebody who's going to remain anonymous because they did not tell me if they wanted their name out there like that, so I'm not going to bother saying it. What they did say, though, is that it's okay for me to use this footage for my channel. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to critique this. Now, this person is very new, and if you have anything you want to say, that's totally fine. Leave a comment down below, but make sure it is only constructive. I don't want any mean-spirited comments or anything like that. Maybe you saw something that I didn't. Maybe there's something that you really want highlighted in bold, underlined. That's totally fine, and I'm sure this guy will appreciate it, but make sure it is only constructive criticism. Nothing mean, no judgments of how good or bad you think he is overall or anything like that. It's got to be good, helpful stuff. But with that said, we're going to take a look, and I will be pausing every now and again. I'm going to try to keep that to a minimum, but if I feel like I have to in order to say what I need to say, I'm going to do that. We may even rewind and things like that. But let's go ahead and take a look now. All right, so our guy, by the way, is Pink Shorts right here. So the other dude's kind of walking him down right now. Blue Rash Guard's walking him down. And it looks like Pink Shorts tried to throw, but he kind of got smothered. I think he got a little bit nervous. And he's using this Philly shell right now that I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of the Philly shell for MMA. Getting walked down again. So he used that overhand to what looks like disguise his forward movement, which was good. But he kind of left his head out there. And you see, this is two things. One, this is why I don't like the Philly shell for MMA, right? And two, the Philly shell should not be used by people who are a little bit too new to the game, right? You need to develop certain other skills before you start worrying about trying to be slick with the Philly shell and stuff like that. In addition to that, I mentioned earlier that he ended up throwing an overhand, and then he followed it up with a couple more strikes, and he kind of used that overhand to begin the forward movement. That was good. I kind of liked that, but one thing that he did was he left his head sort of wide open in the pocket, and I was not a fan of that. And it was a combination of that Philly shell combined with him leaving his head in the pocket that allowed that to happen. This dude didn't do anything special. He just kind of threw punches to where Pink Shorts is undefended. He didn't do anything like crazy or anything like that, and that's because Pink Shorts was just giving him a big target to work with. But let's continue. Also, Pink Shorts is very flat-footed. He's very heavy on his feet right now. I didn't mind that. He threw the cross up the middle, and then he followed up with a little bit more. That was some pretty good. That was good off the break too. I liked that. So he's got him against the fence right now, wall fence, right? I would have liked to see him kind of utilize that a little bit more, but he kind of backed off and started trying to dirty box, which is not a bad thing. He just got kicked in the nuts there. I was going to say, dirty boxing against a wall or a fence is not a bad thing. If you watch the video I did on Jimmy and TJ, I actually say that if you don't know how to fight, which I'm not saying this guy doesn't, but if you don't know how to fight, and you want to win a fight, that's a good way to win a fight, right? Is to just push somebody up against a wall and start dirty boxing. But the issue is when Pink Shorts dirty boxed, he took a little bit too much weight off of Blue Rash Guard here, and that's what allowed him to get out. So he kind of throws a bit of a feint, and then he follows up with a kick, another kick, not bad. That was a very slow, obvious hook, and I think it's partially because he's throwing it from the Philly shell. So I like that he's trying to work his way in with his punches. That's good. But one thing I'd like to see a little bit more of is jabs. I don't think I've seen him throw one jab this whole time. It's all been round punches. So he's kind of in the clinch right now. I don't think he's necessarily out of his element. I just think he kind of ended up in a bit of a bad situation there. So again, he's got that Philly shell, and one thing I will say is I like that he's got the hand in front of here. I think that's a little bit better. So I believe that was the end of the round. I'll pause so that I can explain a little bit better. If this guy is going to have a Philly shell, I'd rather him have the hand here as opposed to here. Because earlier when he got hit, you saw that he was getting tagged up on this side where he should have been shoulder rolling and using other head movement to protect this side of his body. At the very least, if he's not going to do that, he should have the hand here, and then all he has to do is worry about kicks and hooks to this area. There's only so much you can get hit with over here. There's a lot more you can get hit with over here, right? If that makes sense. But if he was going to keep Philly shelling, which I still don't think he should, I think he should really Philly shell this way, right? Kind of have a more bladed stance. And even then, there's other things that he's going to have to worry about. So he's kind of got a long guard right now. He's got one hand out. I like that he's kind of abandoned it a little bit for now, meaning the Philly shell. So again, I want to see jabs from this dude, right? This guy right now, blue rash guard, he's kind of working his... you see, that was good. That was good. That's kind of what I was talking about. He had the hand up, and because of that, he ate a lot of those shots on the hand. But blue rash guard is kind of able to walk in on him right now because Pink Shorts is not making him work for it. If he just throws like a soft jab out whenever blue rash guard moves in, it's going to give him something to think about. He's going to remain honest because he's going to know that when he moves forward, our boy... Ooh, there we go. You see, he's just sort of getting tagged up right now, though. See, I'd like to see him go to the dirty boxing again. Push him up against the wall and dirty box. You see? And there's that bad Philly shell again. But like I said, if Pink Shorts just throws more jabs, he's going to be in so much better shape because blue rash guard is not just going to be able to walk in. He's going to have something to think about every time. You see, he kind of had his bell rung there, but I think he mostly deflected that shot. But those, he's kind of just eating them right now. So that wasn't bad. See, when he tries to turn it into a street fight, he does a little bit better. I will say that, right? I think he looks a lot more comfortable when he's in close. The issue is getting in close on his own terms, and that's what the jab is for. Both keeping people out as well as getting in. So that was the end of it. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. You know, it wasn't bad. They weren't going too hard. They were keeping it really light, really friendly. That's not a bad thing at all. And that's how you learn at the end of the day. He's going to learn better doing it this way instead of just absolutely getting his head caved in every time he goes to the gym. Like I said, I think Pink Shorts needs to abandon the Philly shell at least for now. At least for now. I understand you want to use it. Maybe you feel comfortable. It feels right. I get it. It's all good. But you need to get good at the basics first. And that means hands up, right? Head movement. You need to be able to deflect punches without just having a hand in front of your face. And in addition to that, you also need to get good at throwing the basic punches, right? That overhand, I don't absolutely hate it. I don't think it. I think it's a good punch for him, but he needs to get good at jab cross hook. He needs to get good at double jab cross, at jab uppercut, right? He needs to get good at basic combinations like that before he starts worrying about like leading with overhands and other things like that. Head movement when he punches would be a little bit better. He kind of moves his head a little bit, but the thing is, he moves his head and then he stays there for a little while. And what I mean by that is, there was a moment, we're going to go ahead, I think it's about here, right? Watch his head. You see what I was talking about there, right? He goes, head movement, a little bit less head movement, and then no head movement, and then his head is just kind of frozen there for a second. The only reason this guy didn't end up hitting him, it was probably a combination of him maybe being a little bit out of position, but also I think it was him just being nice, right? And in a little bit, right, I'll go ahead and I'll fast forward. It's about here. You see that? He wasn't so nice that time. He made him pay for it. Right? So you got to be careful where you're keeping your head. You can't end up in the pocket with a static head, meaning like an unmoving head. You need head movement. In addition to that, really just anytime someone comes at you, you should be throwing something out to stifle them. Jabs, right? Jab cross, anything like that. Teeps, right? You should be throwing teeps and things like that. There's a lot that you could learn, and there's a lot of different paths that you could go down when it comes to certain ways that you fight and certain ways that you deal with people and stuff like that. But really, what I want you to focus on is, again, jabs, head movement, and making sure that your defense is going to actually be active defense. And that means hands up, parrying, bridging, or just otherwise defending, right? Dutch blocking kicks, checking kicks, things like that. That's what I would like to see a little bit more out of you. Whenever you did successfully defend something, it was less like you were trying to actually defend whatever was coming in at you, and more like you were just kind of sticking a hand up, hoping that he would punch your hand, which, I mean, hey, it worked in that case, but you need an active defense. You need an active, and not just an active, but a proactive defense in some cases. But yeah, I mean, good job, man. You're not bad. You're not doing bad. Just keep on working with it. You know, your guy seems like a good dude to spar with. He seems like he kind of helps you to work, and he doesn't try to absolutely maul you every time you go with each other. That was pretty good. So yeah, I mean, just keep at it, man. I don't have much more to say other than that. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and also sub for more. If you have anything to say, leave a comment down below. And if you have any questions, or if you want to get some critiques from your sparring or anything like that, hit me up on Instagram at Scott Sullivan MMA. I love doing videos like this. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, good luck out there.